one teacher and her pen. Welcome to day 12. Let's get straight on with the problems. Okay, so here goes with problem 1. In how many ways can a square be cut in half using a single straight line cut? So how many ways can a proper square be cut in half using a single cut? Okay, I'm going to let you have a little go, pause the video, and I'll come back with the answer. Okay, so actually the answer is an infinite amount. You're probably thinking, why? Well, if I have the square, obviously I can cut it in half that way and half that way. And then you probably realised you can do it in a diagonal as well, not half. But actually, if I was to go 1 centimetre in that way, and say 1 centimetre in that way, those two would actually cut it into half, wouldn't they? It's not a half in the sense that you normally know it, but that's half, and that is half. So if I was to actually just go here and here, that would cut it in half. Anything that passes exactly through the centre would be in half. So if I was to do it there and there, it would cut these two into exactly two shapes which are half each. Okay, so anything that cuts right through in the middle, and there are so many of them, they go on forever and ever and ever. So actually the answer is an infinite amount. Okay, so this is my problem here. Here I've got a cake. Between them, Jill and Nancy eat 2/3 of a cake. If Jill eats 1/4 of the cake, what fraction of the cake does Nancy eat? So, between them, Jill and Nancy eat 2/3 of a cake. If Jill eats 1/4 of the cake, what fraction of the cake does Nancy eat? Okay, so press pause and see if you've got your fraction knowledge and see if you can have a go. Okay, so we have got Jill, who has had 1/4 of all of the cake, and Jill plus Nancy is equal to 2/3 of the cake. So actually what we could just do is some taking away. 2/3 of the cake, take away 1/4 of the cake will give us that. So 2/3 of the cake, take away 1/4 of the cake will give me my answer. So we've got to remember our fraction rules. You must always have the same number on the bottom, common denominator. So 3 4s both go into 12. So I'll put this one out of 12 and this one out of 12. Times by 4, times 4 is 8, times 3, times 3. So I've now got 8/12, take away 3/12, and that gives me 5/12. So Nancy ate 5/12 of the cake. Well done if you got that.
Now this one's for big boys and girls.
Okay, so for the next problem, I've simply got 2 to the power of 8 divided by 8 to the power of 2. What's the value of the answer? So see if you can use the big boys and girls way, which is using powers. If not, just use the numbers and see what you come up with. Press pause and have a go. Okay, so I'm going to go straight with the big boys and girls way. This is 2 to the power of 8. And the other day we learnt that 8 was actually 2 times 2 times by 2, which is 2 cubed. 2 to the power of 3, all to the power of 2. And that is 2 to the power of 6. So actually, we've got 2 to the power of 8 divided by 2 to the power of 6. And if you know your indices rules, when you divide powers with the same base number, these are the base numbers, when you divide powers, you take them away. 8 take away 6 is 2. So it's 2 to the power of 2. And 2 to the power of 2 is 2 squared. To square a number times it by itself. So my answer is 4. You may have gone the longer way around it and gone 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 8 times, and you would have got 256 divided by 8 squared, which is 64, And 256 divided by 64 is also the answer of 4. So well done whichever way you did it.